What do you know about AWS backups? Hopefully not too much, because in today's video, we're going to be creating an S3 bucket, setting up an AWS backup job, having a few different types of rules that will be applied to that, and then using tags to make sure that the right resources are actually getting backed up. Hey everybody, what's good? What's going on? JB here, back with another CyberInsight video. As you know, we've been talking a lot about AWS cloud stuff lately, and I'm actually getting ready to take my AWS SysOps Admin Associate certification. So I wanted to put together another lab walkthrough video. This time we're going to be looking at how to do AWS backups, and then also tying that together with an S3 bucket, implementing multiple types of rules as far as when certain types of data is backed up and where it's moved to. Should be pretty useful, especially if you are studying for that SysOps Admin Associate or the Architecture Associate. This lab would actually be quite useful in both of those cases. So we're going to hop over into my AWS account in the other browser. We're going to get into it. As always, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. All that other good stuff, I always appreciate that. So let's kind of move through here and talk through what we're going to be doing. Now, as always, I'm going to give you a few different resources as far as AWS documentation on what to do here. So I have one link here for creating S3 backups, and then also different types of AWS backup configurations that you can do depending upon what it is that you're trying to back up. So I'm going to put both of these in the description, so that will be useful to you if you need a little bit more step-by-step type of documentation as you're moving through this. So let's see, just high level again, what we're going to be doing. We're going to create an S3 bucket. And then we're going to implement some type of backup strategy and implement it with AWS Backup. As far as the strategy goes, what we want to do is actually create a few different rules. One that will have the data be backed up daily for a month, and then it will get rid of it. And then the other rule that I want to do, I think that we are going to back up data every month. And we'll have a retention period. We can make it up whatever we want to be, a year, 2 years, or whatever. But then also have it transition to cold storage after 3 months. We are going to also utilize tags to make sure that whichever specific resources we want will actually be targeted and backed up by AWS Backup. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go and create an S3 bucket. So let's pull this up right here. We can just go, this is my home page. We can just go to S3. I should already have one in here, but just for the sake of doing something live as we're going through this, we'll just create a new bucket. So we can just call it CyberInsight /test. The region, we're going to do that in US East 1. We can have the ACLs disabled. These are some different options that we have as far as all objects in this bucket are owned by this account. If we go ACLs enabled, objects in this bucket can be owned by other AWS accounts. So we're just going to keep that disabled. This is a cool thing that AWS does because a lot of people create buckets and in the past have left them wide open to the internet. In this case, we're going to block all public access. So if you did have specific things that you wanted to share out over the internet, you can actually unclick this and choose how granular you wanted those protections to be. But in this case, all public access is going to be blocked. Bucket versioning is something that is important, and I think we actually might need this to be able to do backups. I'm trying to remember if that is the case. You must enable S3 versioning on your S3 bucket for AWS backups. So there we go. So we will be turning that on. And the cool thing with that is whenever you go and upload different files, if there's been any changes to them, they actually will keep all of the previous versions of what it was that you backed up. As far as tags, we did talk that we were going to do that. I think what we are going to want to do there is we can just do an environment tag. So we'll just go env And we can just call this, I don't know, we'll just call it prod. Okay, so we can add that. And then default encryption, server side, let's go ahead and enable that. And let's see if there was anything, an encryption key that Amazon S3 creates, manages, or uses for you, or AWS key management service key. I think that there might have also been something with this. AWS Backup does not back up SSEC encrypted things. Let's see if that was... SSEC, so I think that is if you're uploading a customer provided encryption key. So I don't think we necessarily have to worry about that. So we can just go with the S3 managed keys. We also could use KMS if we want to do that as well. We can just pick that one there. If we wanted to do that, bucket key, I think we can go ahead and do that. If there's anything else, object lock works only on version buckets, and that is store objects using a write once, read many. So once you actually put the object up there, then you actually aren't able to modify it. We aren't going to enable that at this point. Let's just go with that, and we'll create the bucket. Oh, it doesn't want uppercase characters. So easy enough. There we go. And let's create the bucket. Let's see. Okay, so we have the bucket created. Let's just take a look real quick. Bucket versioning is turned on. Key, env, value prod. We have encryption turned on. I think we're probably okay with everything else here. Okay. So, now that we have that done, let's go and create a vault. So we're gonna have to go to AWS Backup for this. AWS Backup. And we have a few different things that we can see: backup vaults, backup plans, protected resources. So we're going to go into backup vaults. We already have a default one there. We're actually going to create a new one. And we'll just go like this. We'll name it CyberInsight Test. Encryption key. We can go with the default. All right, so that all looks good. I don't think that we need any particular tags here. Let's see what we have next. All right, so that all looks good. Let's create the backup vault. And here we have that. So next thing we're going to do is actually create a backup plan. I'm going to click backup plan. We're going to click on build a new plan from scratch. Okay, and then within the backup plan, we actually are going to want to do two things. So remember I said we were going to want to make two different rules. I think the first rule that we were looking at was we wanted to back up all of the data daily. And we wanted to back it up for, let's say, we can make it, I don't know, 2 months. And then we're going to create another rule where we were going to back it up monthly. Let's say that we keep that for 2 months, and then after that we can roll it into long-term storage for a year. All right, so backup rule name, we'll call this daily. We're gonna choose the backup vault, CyberInsight test. Backup frequency, we're gonna do daily. We could actually choose when we wanted to have the stuff backed up. Transition to cold storage, we aren't going to do that. Retention period, we said we'll go 2 months. We probably should pick, we'll go, since that wasn't showing a destination, we'll go US East, since that's where we're at. There we go, okay. We have that, we have the backup vault specified, now we can hit save. That looks good. We can add the other backup rule. We'll call this monthly. Again, we'll choose the backup vault. It's gonna be a monthly one. On whichever day we want it to be, we'll just go with the first. Backup window, we can go with the default. We're gonna transition to cold storage after 2 months. And then have the retention period be 1 year. And then we are going to select US East 1 and pick the right backup vault. Okay. So we have a daily and a monthly rule. So now what we want to do to make sure that we are backing up the S3 bucket that we created, we can match based off of that environmental variable that we created. And we can just call this prod backup. We can go with the default IAM role. If there isn't one there present for this, then it will end up creating it with the correct permissions. Should be able to go include resource type, or I should say we should include all resources, refine selection, key, env, equals prod. There we go. Selecting all resources types protects all resources that are enabled in your account to this backup. So if we had other types of resources that we were backing up, so for instance, I think I was trying to see under AWS Backup, they did have different types of services that were supported. You know, it might not be on this page, but if it was like EFS, if it was EBS, EC2, a whole bunch of different services that you can actually end up backing up with AWS Backup, then all of those would end up falling under that, but we are matching based off of that particular tag. All right, so that ends up wrapping it up. We ended up creating AWS Backup Plan. We ended up creating a AWS Backup Vault. Within the plan, it points back to the vault. It also has 2 different rules with 2 different types of retention policies. With that one, it was just for 2 months. Backing up daily, and then after that, once the data is longer than that, it deletes it. The other one is for backing up everything monthly, and then after 2 months, it goes to cold storage. And all of that we would be backing up would be, at least at this point, the S3 bucket that we ended up creating, that we ended up tagging with that environmental variable of prod. And as I mentioned, we could just use that environmental tag across any other resources in the environment, and then this backup plan would end up taking care of it. So have any questions, drop them in the comments down below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I got some more AWS Lab stuff coming up. Hopefully you check it out. All right, take care. Bye.